Welcome. You're listening to Pixelated Talk. I'm your host Herman, and on this show, we talk about everything from entertainment to education. But before we head any further, let's introduce our guest for today. He's the multi-talented actor. He was once a part of the Amazing Race Asia, and he's an arcade fanatic. Is none other than the very handsome Umehara Keiji in front of us. Welcome, Keiji.
Hey, thank you. All true, except the last part.
Okay, so it's great to have you here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, and to start this episode, I'd like to ask one question. I think
Sure.
a lot of them know you from your skits at World Banana. You work with them a lot. And how do you start off your journey of being a content creator?
Oh, basically I was still in school, and my generation we consumed YouTube a lot last time. So YouTube was our main source of like entertainment. And then I would always tell my friends, oh, it'd be fun if you do this skit. It'd be funny if you do this. Basically, I had a lot of ideas, but I never act on it. Until one day, one of my friends got really frustrated and she was like, you know what? Don't share with me any of your video ideas if you're not going to do it. That, like typical, like we're all lazy people. So we're like, okay, but I give a lot of excuses. Then she's like, okay, you know what? I will get the equipment for you. You get the location and the cast. Let's shoot something. So that is literally how I started out. Was my friend literally kind of like forced me to shoot a YouTube video, and then from there, I guess once you start, things gets like they get the ball rolling, and then somehow I get some of my poly mates to like act in a skit with me, and then slowly it went off from there. So that's literally how I started.
I think it was pretty fun, right, for you to like start out as start from young, start something that you have a passion for. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think it still works this way nowadays?
Works this way in terms of what you mean, like people trying
as in like
social media or
people trying social media.
I think everyone more or less starts it organically, meaning like everyone's on Instagram, right? Everyone is on TikTok now. Maybe YouTube not as much because you kind of put a little bit more effort in editing, but TikTok is as good as that because anyone can just simply post a TikTok video and you treat it as something like I'm just doing it for fun, and then maybe you blow up. One day maybe you just suddenly like a lot of people really like your content. So I think most people do start off like that.
Do you feel like it's shocking that your friends forced you and then you actually became popular with all your little skits here and there? Were you shocked of the results suddenly, or was it like
shocked?
it's growing?
It was a very gradual thing, so there wasn't like a sudden spike like I shot out of nowhere. It was like a very like slow build, gradual thing. So yeah, I wasn't shocked. I was just like, just like doing it for fun, that kind of thing.
I want to move on to the next question that I have, because I don't know if people know this about you, but if they do watch your YouTube channel, they do know that you used to be at the Smart Local Singapore.
Yep.
And how much have that impact you, and in terms of like being how you are now, like being the person you are now, the personality you have?
I think from day one to now, I think a lot of my friends can testify that I somehow never really changed much in terms of how I behave or how I treat others. Since day one, I just love to create content. If I'm a very chill person, I guess. But how it has changed me as a content creator would be like, I would be a little bit more selective with who I work with in terms of the business side of things. Yeah, because I think because TSL comes from a point where it's a business. It's not just a YouTube channel. It is actually a company that pays people monthly wages. So there's a money aspect to it that you have to always think about. But for me, being my own creator is like I'm always doing it because why? I like it. That kind of thing. So it's very two different things.
Actually, like I'm not sure if during that time there was actually Eatbook and all the other stuff. I believe there was this Singaporean Try part, but there was an Eatbook. And do you know how they come to have so many different outlets? Was it like a business thing to have many different sources of income?
I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure about that. I really can't speak for that.
But you still watch their content?
I do watch Eat Book because I'm a foodie, so I always watch food stuff. And Singapore, we don't really have a lot. I mean, we do have a lot of food creators, but in terms of like YouTube wise, not a lot.
How about Malaysia? Any plans? I mean, retail is closed now, but before retail, any plans coming to Malaysia to try food here?
Yeah, I the funny thing is like I have a stack of like ringgit. Just before COVID, I was actually planning to stay in Malaysia for like 3 months to create content there, like book a house, just stay there, create content. But then COVID happened, so obviously everything's pushed back. So yeah, I did have plans, and I YOLO'd one time. I just flew to Malaysia just to meet up with um Grim Film. Grim, yeah. So he was selling his Pokemon cards. So I was like, I just flew down, met him, bought his Pokemon card. Then I met up with the Ming thing and everything. So yeah, definitely would love to go Malaysia once everything's settled.
I was watching your stream that day on opening the Pokemon packs, booster packs.
Yeah.
Are you still in love with the physical one, or you're more towards the digital one? Because I feel like when I open them digital, they don't have this shock feeling, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Physical is way more intense, way more fun because there's also the value aspect of things. The digital one, there's not much value, but when you open like a really rare card on a physical one, there is like a proper value to it. So definitely way more fun to open a physical one.
Yeah, do you have any like very notable one that you packed before? Like really rare
Mm,
ones?
that I guess Charizard is the rarest one, and I've opened quite a few of it. But yeah, it's not like, oh, I'm a millionaire now. It's like it's just gonna be like at most I think $500 for one card, which is insane lah. But it's not like super rare. Yeah, because the newer cards now are not. They print a lot of it, so it's not that rare.
I want to move on to the next question because I feel like I want to know more about, KJ as a person, because on one hand, you are this bubbly personality that goes into things really open-minded, I would say. And
Okay.
how do you start in Wabanana? What happened through your time at Wabanana? Actually, not really what happened at the time. How did you get into Wabanana's video?
So at that time, when I left TSL, I made a why I left TSL video. And during that time, Ryan from NOC actually messaged me. He was very nice about it. Like, hey, it's like, hey, if you wanna like work in the scene, you can maybe join NOC, blah blah blah. So we actually talked a bit. And it was during that time also where Wa Banana was having a casting call. So I actually sent my audition tape to Wa Banana. It was a very stupid video. Like it was just me having fun lah, basically. And I just sent it to them. Then they're like, they already know who I was, basically. But because we chat, me, Lingy, Jason, all of us, we know of each other. Then they were like, they kind of said, but in a joking manner, like, oh, if you want, you can come down to the live audition. But they didn't expect me to be there. But I just went down lah. Just yeah. And then that's when they literally did a live audition for me. So people actually, I was in the same batch as Sophia and can't remember one more. But yeah, so I actually went to an audition for Wabanana.
Was that the video that came out? I think it was a few months back where types of people had auditioned the Wabanana video.
No.
No, that was not
No,
inspired.
no, it was no. Different, totally different. Yeah.
How about now? How about now at Wabanana, your current state? What do you feel like at Wabanana?
I'm just a talent. So a lot of people get a misconception where like if you're in Wabanana, it's like a full-time thing, but it's not really. There's full-time people working there, meaning there's scriptwriters, editors, cameraman, and everything. But most of us are talent, meaning we only go to the office to shoot when they need us to fill up that role. So it's not like a full-time thing.
It's really good to be like freelancing, right? To be just moving around being able to act in different like videos kind of thing.
Yeah, but obviously because technically we are under Wabanana name, so there's a like you have to cannot anyhow just do things lah. You get what I mean? Yeah.
So it's like a contract, but your talent contract kind of thing.
Yes and no, but I mean, you don't want to do stupid thing to get cancelled, and then Wabanana's name get affected by it. You get what I mean?
So you think it's like a thing of protecting the company while also helping yourself and helping the company to get
I
some
mean,
revenue and
in
stuff?
this industry, branding and image is very important, lah. So yeah, you protect yourself, you protect the company as well, lah.
So I want to know one more thing about Wabana and this whole thing. How did the killer game start? You're really popular in the killer game. I think I see almost every single episode there. How did you start?
It started. I don't want to take full credit for it, but it was at that point where Just Kidding Films was playing Mafia a lot. And I actually watch a lot of it, and I keep telling Lingy, hey, we should just play games like this. We should just think like that. So what they did was they didn't want to play the exact same version of Mafia. So they created their own version called the Killer Game.
I
So
mean,
that's how it
Rana
started.
is doing amazing, right? That series until now.
It's good. It's good. It can be better, lah. Can be better.
How about innovations like that? I think like a super killer and I think like the loving thing that I forgot the name.
Cupid.
Yeah, the Cupid.
Hmm.
Who has all these ideas? I mean, is it the
I
whole
think this
team or
one
is it
is
just like the people script
I'm
writers
not
inside?
involved in the planning, so most of the thing is Ha Gao Hang, Nicholas.
So he's like the innovator of you can say what banana.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question is that you joined the Amazing Race
Yeah.
and how was it?
It was a really good experience. I wish could have stayed longer, but yeah, shit happens.
Was it really like stressful and stuff being in Amazing Race?
Yeah. It was. There was a lot of waiting time before even the game started. Like you'll
So
be stuck in a hotel for like, it's like I felt what quarantine is even before COVID.
but the Amazing Race was like 2015, right? With you were in with your
Wow, I can't
sister, I believe.
remember. Yeah, I was with my sister. Wow, I
Yeah.
can't remember how when it was.
2015, I think to put into perspective is primary one kids going into primary one right now. Yeah. Yep. So
7 years ago.
do you think like the Amazing Race also gave you like a name, so called, even in one episode?
I tell you, 100%, no. No one knew I was on Amazing Race. No one. Not even my some of my closest friends don't even know until I like mention it.
But,
Zero.
but Amazing Race is like a pretty big thing, right? Like if you get to the later stages.
But no one cares about the first team that got eliminated, you know? They don't even know that I was in it. That's the thing.
But actually, what activities you do in that span of Amazing Race?
You mean when the game started or like?
I mean, like from the start where you started applying until the time you got eliminated in the first round.
Yeah, applying took a whole like 3-4 months process. It was really long, and then even after that, when you get selected, there's a lot of like photo shoots that you have to do, a lot of like sound bites, you know, like and everything, posing and everything. So that whole chunk, and then after they just wait in hotel and just do nothing for like a week plus, just waiting for them to like, okay, we're gonna start, because they don't want to like the teams to like mingle and everything. So you are just stuck with your partner in a room for like a week.
So you need to apply for a few months and then wait for all the photo taking stuff, everything. Then they can start the race.
Yep.
So it means a lot of people that went through this race had a longer time being in the waiting list than being on the show itself.
Yeah, 100%.
Then how about this applying? How does the applying thing work at the Amazing Race? During the time
it was a video. You need to submit a video first, and then after the video submission, they will handpick some that they find interesting, and then it was a video interview, and after the video interview is a live interview. After the live interview, you have to do a doctor's check, and then after that, one more last interview, and then yeah.
So throughout that, actually it's really hard already, right? Getting through all these stages to only become the few teams that are in the competition.
Yeah. Quite a long process.
You needed to pay though. Like, was it all fully sponsored or was it?
Yeah, we didn't pay anything. No.
I mean, that's pretty nice, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also for experience, I guess. And throughout this whole time, from the start of your Amazing Race thing until now, what's the most enjoyable thing you ever had this entire time?
Wait, In my entire life, or are you talking about
Your
just
entire
Amazing Race
time,
itself?
Amazing Race onwards until now.
Most amazing experience I
Yeah.
had. Uh, Most amazing experience I had. I I don't know. I can't really pinpoint anything. If I have to really think about it, maybe I'll have a better answer. But I guess the easiest answer I can give you is I won a dance competition.
I mean, okay, okay, that's an
Yeah,
accomplishment. So
yeah. I
I
don't even
I've
dance.
then good lah. I
Yep.
mean, you won something.
That's the easiest answer I can give.
So I've been watching your YouTube videos for I think less than a year because of COVID. So I started exploring different YouTubers, and I want to know this sugar baby video. What was your
Yep.
idea? Who came with the idea? Did you come with the idea of
I mean, it's the kind of thing where I always enjoy content that no one likes to talk about, or I feel like it's not in the limelight. So like Van a Babe was the first one I had, and then Sugar Book was the next one. So
do you
it's actually a sponsored video from Sugar Book.
also? But I mean, I'm a bit also, but sorry, but okay. So other than that, any other sponsorship that really changed your channel's view or something?
Any other sponsorship? I mean, I had a lot of travel opportunities last time. So that gave my channel like a lot of opportunities to travel because I get to make travel films. But yeah, mostly that.
I want to move a bit more to the education side of things. I know it should be a bit long time ago, like around few years back, but because our
Mm,
podcast is a bit about being educational here and there. So
okay.
may I know actually what do you study during your college or uni days?
I was in poly and I studied information technology. I was in RP. Um, yeah, that's it. I didn't choose to go uni because right after the poly was when I started doing YouTube, and then I kind of knew like this was the career path that I wanted to go, so I didn't see a need to go to uni. And yeah, that's it.
I'm really curious for IT, right? Does it
Mm.
relate to what you're doing right now? Because it's information
No.
technology.
Yeah, it's more like cybersecurity, setting up Wi-Fi, learning about the computer, Java scripting, etc.
Do you,
Nothing to do with video editing.
do you still
So
remember how to
video
script?
editing, no. And your scripting is like mostly just like copy paste half the time. Yeah, but no.
So how about you are Umehara Keiji? I mean, I think one
Yeah,
of your family member is Japanese.
yeah, my dad.
How fluent are you in Japanese?
No, not fluent at all. I didn't study Japanese. Studied Chinese in Singapore.
So you stay in Singapore the entire life.
Yep.
Then how about in Singapore? What is unique in Singapore that doesn't make you want to go maybe visit your father's country like Japan?
Oh, I visited often before the whole COVID. Every year I would at least go once or twice, or even sometimes way more than that, thanks to my work. So yeah, Singapore is great, but traveling was fun.
Do you mind to share with ours because majority of our viewers are out of Singapore, and maybe you can describe a bit of like how Singapore is like to people from outside.
How Singapore is like, when people say that Singapore is a very expensive city, it is 100% true. But there's always like cheap alternative in terms of food, in terms of lodging, entertainment. It is very small, so whenever something new pops up, it normally gets pretty packed, or that thing gets filled up really fast. So if it's one thing you know is Singapore is very safe, 100% safe. Yeah, I there's like no issue with crime and everything. So if there's anyone overseas that want to solo travel, if you are a girl, that's the best. I feel like Singapore is one of the best place to do it.
How the education side of things, like they have like big name uni and stuff.
Like I said, I'm not a student. I for me, I guess everyone is built differently. The way I'm built, I cannot study because studying is something that you just have to memorize a lot of stuff and just vomit out all the information. And I'm very hands-on. I need to like learn stuff, and I'm more like on the creative side. So it's studying was not for me lah. But
So,
our education here is great lah, I guess.
so I think making video is your kind of thing, right? Throughout this entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any upcoming projects do you have, like for your own YouTube channel, not for like what?
Yeah. I've been talking about my second channel for the longest time, but I'm gonna do that. Basically, my second channel consists of me posting my Twitch highlight clips inside, unboxing stuff, more like toy and games, rather than my main channel, which is more lifestyle. So I want to have a distinct two things about it. And also for my main channel, there's a few content lineup, which I think is quite interesting, but I will save it for when I actually do it. Yeah.
Actually, do you prefer Twitch or YouTube in general?
Twitch is very easy because you just do it immediately. You don't have to worry about the back end. Oh, I need to edit this. YouTube, you have to like think of the framing, think of the thing, think of the shots and everything, and then have to still edit it after that. So YouTube has more work involved, but YouTube is always something that I will have, because I came from YouTube.
I believe I cut you off at somewhere around there. Do you mind to continue?
Yeah, sorry.
I think I cut you off.
Where?
I think I cut you off just now asking about Twitch or YouTube thing. You mind to?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, Twitch is less work, I feel, but you need to be more consistent about it. YouTube is something I started off with, so I always rely back on YouTube. And I think at the end of the day, as much as I do enjoy talking and entertaining people, I still enjoy making videos and content wise.
So I really don't know. What are your advice to people who want to follow your path? Follow the type of path you want, this content creation path.
I always tell people, do it with the right mindset. Don't do it for like dubious reason. Like there's nothing wrong to wanting to be famous. There's nothing wrong to be wanting to be rich. But if you start off this path with these intentions, then maybe choose something else, because it takes a very long while for you to achieve that goal. And you would sacrifice a lot of things. Maybe you sacrifice money, time, or even your dignity. But if you start off with like just you being passionate, having fun, it's a very safe ground, because if it's something that you really truly enjoy, you just continue doing it naturally. But if it's something you're like, why am I not earning money after I upload 10 videos? Well, you'll be stressing over money and not like, oh, this content is funny, I love it. Even though not a lot of people watch it, I think it's great. So that's a way to start, I feel.
Do you think for like people who make videos, there's this sort of burnout period for them? Like this time?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Burnout happens to everyone. Yeah, it happens so often, but you just gotta like remind yourself why you're doing this and like who you're doing it for. Because a lot of times you'll be thinking for your viewers, which is nothing wrong, but it creates this pressure on you where you're like, okay, I need to up my next level. What is the next thing that my viewers will get clicked on? That kind of thing. But if you're doing it for yourself, like, okay, I really enjoy this content, less pressure, less burnout, and then you're having fun.
Having fun is the key, right? I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Then what else do you that, play a role in you right now?
Sorry?
Right now, like what motivated you until right now at this point in time? What is your motivation?
Motivated.
Motivation.
I know that I'm very blessed that I can do this as a full-time job. My main source of motivation, I guess, it's never been money, but it's just I've never thought of like, oh, I want to be the most popular, or I want to be the most famous YouTuber. But it's more of like, okay, what's my next idea that people will like talk about? What's my next idea that people will like watch and enjoy, that kind of thing. It's not more. Yeah, I motivate myself, I guess.
How about gluing back to the topic about motivating yourself and burnout? Yeah, this video, I think it's called video anxiety. After you post a video, you're not sure if what people will think about it.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, do you watch the Stinky Sushi video with Mothership? That he says that he cringed his video after posting a short time. Do you feel like it happens to a lot of people, including yourself?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Like,
why though?
I think it's like sometimes the editing, and sometimes when you like film it, you keep watching the same clip over and over and going in. But sometimes you're like, okay, you compromise a bit and you're like, okay, I'm just gonna upload it. But then after you upload it, you're like, oh, I could have done way better. So you cringe at your own content that you create, that kind of thing. But
How about, I have this last question that I really want to know. Talent or hard work?
Talent or hard work? Talent or hard work? If I had to pick between these two, I would say talent. Because hard work can only get you. I wouldn't say talent, but I say being smart at what you do. But that takes skill and talent, I feel. Yeah, hard work can get you on your somewhere.
So to you, it's all about talent and working hard while having the talent. Something like that?
I don't work hard. I tell you, I don't work hard. I'm a very lazy person. So I cannot say work hard because I am not of that nature. I work smart, lazily smart. Yeah. You got to be lucky, basically, also.
So kind of effective also, like effective, but don't do too much, also still producing videos on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Like, as sad as it is, but hard work really can get you only so far. You really have to be smart about things. Cannot just be hard work.
What do you think about people like not being consistent on Twitch or maybe on YouTube? Like, because you put so much effort into it.
Because I am not consistent also. So you do you.
How about you? What's your plan of consistency?
Very inconsistent. Super inconsistent. Like, that's one thing that I need to change, but it's this whole COVID period where I feel like I am using it as an excuse to give myself a pass, and I'm taking it.
So my last thing I want to say before this episode ends, any message to any one of your fans out there that's listening to this right now? Just any one of them.
If you're listening to this, you can go to my Twitch. That's where I talk more also. But yeah.
So thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
No worries, man.
Here. And
all good.
Yeah, I think it's the end of today's show, and a big thank you, of course, to Keiji for taking your time out of your schedule to be here. And if you enjoyed the episode, a follow would be greatly appreciated. And that helps tremendously as well. You can follow Keiji on his Instagram, on his Twitch, and on his YouTube at Umehara. And yeah, you can listen to our podcast everywhere from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and even YouTube, where you can see our wonderful faces. And yes, thank you for listening. I hope we'll see you next time. Hope you have a great day, great night, or whatever time you're listening to this to. And bye-bye.
Bye.